Right, thank you, Chris. Right, so I'm the founder of ibookedin, I'm the CEO there. We are a GDS for venues, which basically we resell venue space by integrating with venues for real-time pricing and availability. So we help distribute in real time, which is something that's not being done. So we're a travel technology startup trying to disrupt the MICE industry. My most disruptive company that I follow is SpaceX, who are trying to take us to Mars. I'm an avid follower of Elon Musk, who is trying to change the way we live at the minute. Ion lithium batteries, he's doing Tesla cars, he's doing SpaceX, he's doing many things. So I'm a big fan of Elon Musk.
Okay, great.
It's an interesting question because it's a little bit like success. Success has a different definition for everyone that you speak to, so innovation is pretty much the same concept. Innovation is a change or a new level of a way of performing. So it's looking at existing things and changing the way you can perform. So all the tech disruptors we just talked about are new ways of doing things. So ordering taxis or ordering food to your house, they're a new level of performance for those businesses. So that's a simple definition of what innovation is, but actually another sub-level of innovation to me personally, there's two different forms of innovation. You have a vertical innovation and a horizontal innovation, and those examples are, for example, the stone wheel. It was a rock, then eventually became a wooden wheel, and then it became a tire or a rubber wheel. It's essentially, over time, the materials may have changed, it is essentially still a wheel. Vertical innovation is, for example, the pen changing to the typewriter to now the MacBooks that you see some of the guys sitting here with. So they are a medium of communication. Over time, we've really started to use a pen to typewriter. So there are different ways of innovating. So there are different forms of innovation, and they come in different sizes and shapes. Hence why the definition of innovation sometimes can be misunderstood.
Right. Okay.
Disruption is not an easy path, I can tell you that for sure. It is a struggle. So you change nothing, nothing's going to change, right? You're going to keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same results. So I'm actually from oil and gas, I was an engineer. When I got into the hospitality game, I soon found I didn't understand everyone because I'm thinking logically and it seems everyone's thinking illogically. And I didn't understand why can't you can Uber from your phone, you can Skyscanner from your phone, Deliveroo from your Shop Appy from your phone, right? But why can't you book a conference for 10 people from your phone? You know, why can't you go direct? So this became a pain point, and you soon find that every time I knocked on the door, they said, "Oh, it can't be done." This industry's loads of people have tried to do it. It can't be done, and that's probably the best thing you could say to someone is it can't be done. So it became a challenge, and I've got nothing but closed doors. And guess what? Now we're here. They're standing up, taking notice. So. Engineering background in a hospitality, maybe that's the reason why it's not been disrupted. I think the inside thinking sometimes, the innovators, it doesn't always come from the chief executive, it comes from the little people that have got the little problems. You need to listen to people throughout the whole organization, and I think I brought that in from a different side of walk of life. You see, events is all about people, but the planning part doesn't need to be, in our feeling. In actual fact, what we're trying to do is we're trying to promote the bonds between the client and the venue, and we're trying to take out the middleman. So in actual fact, okay, some way we're a technology and we're taking some human element out of it, but the customers are now booking directly with the venue. Well, actually we're promoting the relationships because now they're getting your requirements directly. Well, the venue's got your interest at heart, because they're the ones that are taking your money, whereas the middleman takes his commission, he's done, and now you're passed on to the venue and they do the rest. So it's a double-edged sword. We're helping in some elements, and in some elements we're taking out the human factor. So we're all about promoting the direct link. It's interesting, before I answer the question, you mentioned Google. So is everyone, just a show of hands, familiar with Alexa, the Amazon? If show of hands, got to see a show of hands, everyone knows, right? So I've got an interesting concept for you. I was involved in a white paper. So Google now, everyone knows their business model is SEO, selling advertising for their website. So what's interesting is Alexa and you know Tesla, the cars, and Siri on these phones, you have these personal assistants. How do you monetize on an advertisement? So if you were to click the button, do you expect an advertisement to come up? You're not gonna. So how we start to transition to these artificial intelligence or these devices that give you results, there's no physical display for you to see an advertisement, and you're not going to be prepared to listen to one when you request something from one of these tools. So Google's model is actually going to be disrupted going forward, hence why you see them moving into mobile phone markets, and they're going into different sectors, because we'll move away from physical assistance and devices for looking at search listings. You'll end up with a, hi, I need to order some bread. You're not going to get a physical display, you're going to get a, where would you like to shop from? So how do you won't get a, hi, this is Nike advert, I'm selling you some shoes. You're going to get the response. So that model is soon up for disruption. So talking about disruption in this space, I think every sector is open to be disrupted by innovators that wish to disrupt the sector. Okay, so a GDS is a global distribution system. So if you think of the hotels currently have some bedrooms that they need to sell, they connect to a global distribution system where they put all their inventory in, and then people like Booking.com, Expedia and everybody else, they go and they pull the inventory. As soon as they do a booking, it goes all the way back to the central and back to the hotel, updates their system. So it is a centralized system for inventory for all the hotels. So the big players are Amadeus, Sabre, Travelport. These are the big GDSs for hotel systems. So we are a global distribution system, exactly the same, except for we're for venue space. So we've already talked about some of the intelligence. So predictive analytics, there's loads of data that's accurate, and I believe there's major disruption to happen with the data that we collect day to day at these events, and I don't think it's been fully utilized. What we do is we look at a micro, not a macro level. We're not looking at the full life cycle of an event, of what that can be done for. So we do have people that know what to do with the data, but they don't always have the access to the data. So until you get all the stakeholders coming together and finding the true value for it, I feel there is still more collaboration to happen in this industry amongst all the event apps, amongst all the suppliers, amongst all the venues. It can be, and that's why you see disruptions. Other industries, and not as much in ours, is we're more resistant to the collaborations.
Right.
So if anyone is interested in innovation and startups, Eric Ries did a book called The Lean Startup, and actually he talks in there about how you do iterations and how you listen to customer feedback. It's the same with your business model actually. What you may think that you may be willing to charge for your product may not be necessarily what your customer's willing to pay for your product. It's a value add scenario, so you do need to speak to your clients to kind of get a baseline of what they would be willing to charge. If you, as Jackie said, if you just come up with a price that you think they're willing to pay and you stay rigid, you're setting yourself up to failure. So you're going to be receptive to different business models, being agile, being lean, talking to your customers, getting feedback.